In one word, what does Moosalamoo mean to you?
Humbling.
Holism. Backcountry.
Electrifying.
Conservation.
Diversity.
Nature.
Ecology.
Adventure.
Probably the most important thing, the biggest takeaway from Moosalamoo is probably the backcountry mindset and the confidence of being able to go into the backcountry and knowing what your objective is and how to achieve that objective. So there was this one time where we were canoeing down the White River for our canoeing expedition, and on that trip it really showed me and the group how to handle yourself in stressful situations and in high intensity situations.
What was one of your most stressful moments in Moosalamoo, Brace?
Well, there's a lot of different stressful moments in Moosalamoo, but the most stressful for me is when, like, I lost focus ice climbing. I slipped and I hurt my knee. I kind of learned that you need to stay focused and be in tuned into what you're doing, or else you're gonna mess up. And like, a stressful situation kind of makes you learn a little bit better, to be honest.
Make sure you come in with an open mind and be willing to learn, because Moosalamoo is more than just being outside. You learn a lot of memorable things and it's really worthwhile.
Basically everything I learned in Moosalamoo I benefited from, because you can apply it all to the real world, the outdoors, like the canoeing and the wilderness first aid unit. But out of everything, I think I benefited most from the wilderness first aid unit, because I'm going to be doing that in the Marines, so it's a good start.
In all honesty, I think Moosalamoo is looked at through many different views. A lot of people think it's an easy program, an easy way to get out of the normal educational way of teaching, and I feel like to be in Moosalamoo, or to have a successful group of Moosalamoo students, everyone needs to share the same common goal, and everyone needs to look and treat the landscape in the same manner.
I think that really it's a national problem that the general population has lost touch with being a part of this ecology and lost touch with nature, and really to make that change, to bring that back, it all starts with the youth, and that's really what the Moosalamoo program fosters.
The classroom, or the curriculum in Moosalamoo, is not entirely unlike what you might find in a traditional classroom. But I think the most attractive difference, or at least what's the most attractive to me as an educator, is that we have the freedom to teach in a holistic manner. And what that means is that in a traditional high school setting, there is a very clear difference between different subject matters. And that can really be a good thing, but sometimes it's really refreshing to have the opportunity to draw upon elements of all genres or traditional types of classes. So whether that's, English, history, math, health, physical education. And at Moosalamoo, when I'm preparing a demonstration or a lesson, it's really cool, because I get to draw upon elements of all that traditional subject matter. Whether I'm looking at environmental philosophers from years gone by, or I'm looking at really hardcore lab science or field-based studies of a snowpack, or I'm measuring the effects of climate change in an alpine zone, on top of some mountain, the connections are everywhere. Casting for a trout and realizing that the intact landscape is vital to a rural economy like Vermont. That whole part brings it home for me and also for the students. So I think that people that really enjoy seeing the big picture find Moosalamoo to be a very pertinent and tangible form of education.
Someone considering Moosalamoo should have a mindset that's based upon motivation and be willing to learn, because it's definitely different from the average classroom that you might have. And there's really something special about that, and it gives us more freedom to hone in on what personal skills we have. And even with that comes complacency, and that can be very dangerous.
With Moosalamoo, you get a lot of privileges, and there's a lot of stuff that it's not technically handed to you, but there's a lot of freedom, and with that comes complacency, and you really have to guard yourself against it.
You just need to remind yourself that you're here to learn for your own personal benefits, for the future of whatever job you might have. And
yeah, and I feel like it's hard for some students to like really grasp how much they're getting out of this, and what you get here is a lot. I mean, some of the stuff will change your life.